Hey everybody, this is Carla from the future. I am going through some of my older videos, my first ones, before I knew how to edit, and I'm cleaning them up, editing for the first time, and making them hopefully more enjoyable, more concise. The content was good, but the the production value maybe wasn't the best. If you got through the first versions of these, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry. These new versions will be much better, I'm sure, and I hope you enjoy them. I hope you find them useful. Thanks a lot.
Hi everybody, this is Carla. Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome to my channel, The Happy Bookmaker. Today, what we're going to be working on is, I'm going to call them sort of mini planners, mini journals, but I think these would be great for gift ideas, if not for yourself, but a great gift idea. But these are super easy, inexpensive, limited materials. I have two sort of, I'll call them kind of prototypes, though we are not going to reproduce these like exactly. We're going to do something a little bit different. So the first one, let's put this little guy aside. So this is completely handmade from stem to stern, pretty much. So let's open her up. It started with a piece of cardstock. This is like, what's it called? Craft paper, like craft paper, but it's cardstock. You can kind of hear that. So that is the base of this. Now I chose to make this, let's see, I think it's 5 by 7. It's a little over 5 by 7. Of course you could make it, you could basically just fold this in half. So you could do it like that. I just wanted it to be a little bit smaller, kind of more similar to like a ready-made journal that you might find. So, so that was the basis for this. And then I did cover it with some pretty scrapbook paper that I've had for quite a while. Some digital images that I printed out. This is an antique book paper. It is in, let's see, it is in French. I have one signature of 12 in here. I did put a little pocket on the inside cover, or the front cover I should say, and on the back cover to hold, maybe receipts or just little things that you want to hang on to, or whatever. I think it's really useful to have little pockets. One of the main things I wanted to do with this journal was to put, make it sort of a planner. So it's got, I've got the 12 monthly calendars in here. This was just a free image of a plain blank calendar that I found online. I downloaded it, I sized it to be like this half page, and I just printed these month names on paper, tore them out, did a little inking on them, but obviously I got 12 of those because there's 12 months. And then the other side of the paper, because this was one sheet of paper, is just free and open for note-taking, scribbles, journaling, whatever the person or the user wants to do. I've also done, like, just out of the scraps of these projects, just a little bookmark. So that is the basics of this. I used this really shimmery, I love this, kind of mauve-y, sandy pink ribbon as the thread to bind my signature. And I was a little concerned it wasn't gonna fit, but it did, it fit beautifully. And then we're kind of wrapping it around as a closure, which you don't have to have. I also went through and just kind of for funsies did random stamping here and there. I did some vintage photo inking on the pages, which really fit in with my theme. So that is the first one. So the other one I want to show you is, it's called a composition book that I got at, I think it was the dollar store. It may have even been $1. So it looked like this originally, and this is, plastic. So very simple. This has just got lined pages on the interior. So again, and this one is about 5 by 7. Yeah, it is 5 by 7. So that's kind of how I was sizing all of these, kind of similar to this. So the one that I made out of one of these is this little guy. I just love this. It's so like girly glam. So let's open her up. Very few supplies needed for this. So what I did was one larger piece of, this is scrapbook paper that I cut to fit the outside. And what I did was I just laid this down, and we're gonna talk about that cracking in a minute. I laid this down and, you know, just made sure that, you know, I was getting the full overall measurement. I made it a little bit bigger so that I could trim it off because I didn't want to be short. And then on the interior, I did another piece of scrapbook paper on the inside, and then again created another little pocket for receipts and things like that. Did the same thing on the back. Now what I learned with this was that between the plastic and all of this paper, it's a little crunchy sounding when you open it, if you can hear that. I think it's perfectly sturdy. I may have to put a little bit more glue down in here. So I didn't do anything to the interior pages because they're just lined pages. So this is probably more of a journal situation. But you know, again, this would be a great gift for somebody. I just love this. And then again, out of the scraps, we made another a little bookmark for the user to stick in wherever they left off. You don't need a closure for this. And I know I used this in the last one, but then I did this one and I was like, oh, I have to have that because it's shimmery pink, you know, like what else would you want to do with this, right? So I'm going to show you how to do both of these. Obviously, this one is going to be the quicker, easier version. Okay, so let's get started. So I've already kind of started this just to save time so the video doesn't get too long. I wanted to do something a little bit different than like the frilly, feminine, and so I wanted to do something kind of boho, and I kind of think this is a little boho, so I really love this. Again, one sheet of scrapbook paper. In this whole thing, I'm using less than 2 sheets of scrapbook paper and some scraps. So not a lot of supplies. So what I did was, you know, the same thing. I measured over it, and I glued it down with Fabric Fix, and I think I did maybe have to trim off a little bit on the outside, but I wanted to make sure that it covered. So for my interior piece, I want to use something coordinating but really fun. So another kind of boho piece, but I think it's a really cute coordinate to the front cover. So this is a little bit oversized, but we can trim it off. I'm also going to round the corners the way I did on the other one, because I just think it's nicer for a small journal like this. And on the other one, I did do some reinforcing of the spine here. You know, you might not need it. This is not that hardy of a journal that you might need it, but we're just gonna do it just to be safe. So now what we wanna do is, let's see if I don't wanna go all the way to the end because I don't want it to show. We're gonna just, and I mean, this is gonna be covered with paper, so we're gonna cut that off. Okay, come up. And then I'm gonna put some glue down under it just to make sure it's really, really nice and secure. So I think I overdid the glue. Okay, so let's just lay this down. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of wipe this off. This just makes me feel a little bit better about the spine. Also on the other one, if you recall, I laid down a piece of like craft ribbon, burlap ribbon, you know, to give it a little bit even more strength. And again, I think I think I might have done a little overkill on this one, but that's okay. You can do that if you want to. If you want to lay down a piece of fabric, fabric is the best way to strengthen a spine because it's not going to rip. It's going to be flexible. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to just lay this down. Lay down some glue. Okay. I'm gonna try to get that sort of in the middle. I already kind of had a fold in here. Fold it like that. So I'm just gonna kind of go over this side with a bone folder. Kind of give it a little fold. And I'm gonna come back and go over it this way. Okay, cover that up. So let's come in here and kind of cut off a little bit of this excess. I just find it easier to have a little excess to trim off than to try to get it, you know, exactly on there, which you can almost, well, I can almost never do. Okay, so that is done. Oh, it's so cute. She's so cute. Yeah, I do have a little bubble in here. I'm trying to kind of hurry, so you'll want to probably go a little bit slower than I did, but that's okay. So that's that. I also want to do little pockets again, but this time I think I want to go with a side pocket. So what I'm doing is using the front paper to make our pockets because, you know, I have scraps from that and let's just use it all. So as opposed to the pocket that we did on the other one, which was just like a lower pocket, we're gonna do a little side pocket. I'm gonna spread this out a little because we're gonna be doing the corner trimmer thing again. And, you know, I wanna make sure that there's glue over all of it. And I did already cut this to the proper size. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay. And again, push that little guy down. And I'm gonna give that a couple minutes to dry and then I'm gonna trim off the excess, but I just don't want it to come short. So that's why a little bit of excess is fine. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry for a minute. Also, on the exterior, I want to do a little binding covering, because I just think that, you know, it adds a little bit of strength and it's kind of a nice accent. Now I'm going to give her a fold. By the way, I haven't done I'm not doing any inking as far as like making it look old on this because I feel like for the theme, that's not really needed, but I am going to be doing some fun inking on the interior pages. Let's put on our little binding. Cut it to, I don't know, this is probably about a total of 1 inch, so probably about 1/2 inch on each side. And again, this was just a scrap of the interior. And there you go. Isn't that cute? I think it's super cute. And I think we're okay to trim off these edges now. Trim. Okay, now, let's see. Let's start with our interior pages. So, again, I found a free little calendar, a blank one online that I just printed off. I downloaded it. And so you could do this a couple different ways. So what I did was I printed it on paper. You know, I downloaded them and then inserted them into just a Word document. and made them the size that I wanted, knowing what size my book was. So it is actually trimmed down from this. This is just like the full 8.5 by 11 sheet. And then, you know, once I had it trimmed, folded them in half. You could just put in plain papers, print off a bunch of these, and glue them down if you don't want to mess with that. This to me was easier than doing a bunch of gluing, and I just think these are so cute. Oh, there's a little flower. So I have a combination of calendar pages, and by the way, the reason I liked this one is the colors are perfect together. So I have a combination of the calendar pages and some just plain, like, you know, pages for journaling in here. So it's still 12 sheets, but some of them are completely bare. So this is where we're probably going to do a little bit of the red and blue inking around the edges. Nothing crazy, just a little bit to add a little fun. I've already cut these to the right size to fit into my 5 by 7 book. Now it sticks out a little, so we're gonna be cutting that off. Put a couple of clips on it to hold them down. And I'm gonna come back in and we're gonna be pretty brazen with our trim here because I want it to fit nicely. Like I said, I have a really nice sharp blade. I can extend it a little. Be very careful. Don't try to go through the whole thing at one time. You're not gonna probably be able to do that. You can feel it, like you can feel the knife like scraping against the paper that when it's still cutting. There we go, look at that. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, this is kind of the scary part. Let's see if this is strong enough. I had to almost stand on it yesterday to do another one. The little corner trimmer. All right, that one might not be tough enough. Let's try this one. I think I got these. One of these was from Creative Memories, which I used to be a consultant for many, many years ago. Okay. All right. See, that looks so much better. It just looks so much nicer. Okay, now we gotta do this to our paper too. This could be fun. All right, let's make sure our pages are going the right way. Done. And there we go. There we go. Okay, we're gonna take a little sandpaper. Got a little bit rough. Go over that. Okay, so this is just a little kit that I got from Amazon, and it's got the big needles, like the big-eyed needles, which is obviously what I need. And this is waxed thread. This is like for bookbinding. So there's a little awl, little pointy guy. You might even have an awl in your toolkit somewhere. I'm gonna use white thread because it kind of, again, fits in with the theme. So the way I learned to do it from another fabulous, or I should say a fabulous bookmaker, was to go 3 times the book length. Okay, and there's my big needle. Did I not take it out? Okay, I want the biggest hole I can find. Here we go. Oh, there it goes, yay. Oh, come on. Okay, that was actually pretty easy. So now what we want to make sure is that, you know, our pages, the holes in the signature on the pages match up with the holes in this in the book spine, obviously. So that's a little bit trickier. So what I'm gonna do is, and you can use like a hole punch. I don't think my hole punch is gonna go through this because I don't have a very hefty one. So I'm gonna start about in the middle. I'm just kind of eyeballing this, and I'm just gonna kind of go down, start a hole. I'm gonna be pushing that. I'm gonna push it through if you can see that, to like the widest part of the awl. See, so now I have a nice hole. You can see in the middle. With all that pattern, it's hard to tell. Then I'm gonna go down, I don't know, that's probably about an inch, and make another one. And again, pushing that hole through. And about the same on the other end. There are other ways to do signatures where, you know, like you can do 5 holes. It certainly isn't necessary for this. And so far I haven't done one of those even for one of my bigger junk journals. Okay, so now we've got that. So now we have to somehow transfer where these are, where's my pencil, to the papers. I'm just gonna mark it. I'm just lining up. This was the hole. You can kind of see because the paper has poked through a little bit. And here, this is where the hole was. And here, oh, oops. And right here. You can just kind of see where it kind of lines up. I didn't mean to write on you. Okay, so I'm kind of holding it like this. Holding it kind of up so that I wanna make sure it's coming out. Okay, alrighty. Make sure I'm going up, 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 up. Okay. So before we stick those down, before we sew them in, I'm just gonna kind of go over the papers a little bit with, this is just a little bit of red ink because we've got obviously the red on the pages, and I'm just gonna kind of, you know, just a real quick. We can do more of this afterwards too, after they're in there. Actually, maybe I'll do that because this might take a while. Let's do a little of the blue. This is just so you can kind of get an idea. Oh yeah, that's fun. I don't know if you can see. You see the blue on there? You don't have to do this, you know. I just think it's kind of fun to bring in some of those colors. And now, kind of the probably most technical part, and it's not even really, it's really not at all. Now, if you have a fancy hole puncher that will go through this, it's kind of nice because it'll be a cleaner hole. And back through the middle. Now what we're gonna do is we wanna have, sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. We wanna have our existing thread, or the tail that we left behind, on one side of the thread, of the long thread, and then we want to have the other wing, excuse me, on the other side, so that we can tie it. Okay, you can pull that out. I can I'd kind of like to make this one longer. Yeah, okay. So you can adjust it, and you want to make it nice and snug. You don't want it to be loose at all. Oh, that looks so nice. Oh, no. Yeah, we're okay. Okay. It's like, it's upside down. Oh, no. No, it's not. It's fine. Okay. I mean, there really is no upside down because we can turn it either way. Okay. So now I'm going to pull it really snug. I'm going to tie it over. And you're supposed to tie it the other way, but the only way I can do that is to like flip it around because my brain doesn't work that way. And so, and now we got that. So now there is our assembled book. Isn't she cute? I think she's super cute. So now we can kind of go in and just for fun, do some like stickers, you know, these are pretty boho, I think. We can just kind of like throw in a few stickers here and there, especially on these blank pages. We've got some sayings here, like, oh, this is fun. My favorite things, you know. And these are just stickers that I had because I used to be, like I said, a crazy scrapbooker. Okay, we're just gonna throw some in here and there. I'm not gonna do the whole book right now because you might have other things you wanna do today. But just kind of an idea, you know, of, let's do a blue one. I thought it was pretty cool that I was able to kind of have all of these fun kind of coordinating colors on hand that, you know, it's not costing me anything to do this. How about magic moment? Look at that. Maybe it's over here. Magic moment. So, you know, just some fun sort of decorating ideas for the interior. They'll put in their own month, and then they'll put in this little teeny tiny box the date. So, I mean, this probably isn't like a business planner. This is more of a little personal thing, a little personal planner to write notes. So that's the interior. So now I want to do the exterior. Gussy that up a little bit. And I previously cut these out. This was a piece of scrap paper that I had. And then I just, on my computer, printed out some possible words, you know, my journal, in different fonts, you know, just several of them. And then I just kind of picked the one that I thought was my favorite, which I'm guessing was this one. So we are just gonna glue stick this down. We could use this as well. Maybe I'll just use that. But see how cute that is? And then we're gonna be putting a ribbon across the top of it, and we're gonna be doing some fun 3D stickers as well. So let's first glue my journal. So I'm just gonna put it right around here. We're gonna save room for our ribbon. It's gonna go across. Okay, there she is. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Okay, we've got some fun 3-dimensional stickers. We're just gonna like sort of randomly stick these down. They do need some glue. And there you go. I think that's really super cute. I don't know, I might add more later, we'll see. Okay, and then for a closure, not that you need it, but if you want a closure, I'm just gonna do a kind of wrap, let's see. Stick some of this pretty light ribbon. There's that. And it can be, you know, you could attach it. You can just like wrap it around. give her a little tie, a little bow. But isn't she pretty? I think she's really pretty. I mean, it doesn't have to be wrapped twice either. I think once would suffice. So we could just do this. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Just do one. There we go. Super cute, in my opinion. I think she's super cute. So you've got some functional pages in there with the calendar. You've got just some plain journaling pages. You got a couple of pockets to stick whatever. Oh my gosh, I love the colors of this. So that is that. Now, if you wanted to do, I'll set that aside. If you wanted to do a little bookmark, I mean, this is super easy. It doesn't, you know, it's just like, this is a scrap. There's another one. Those are about the same length. And I'm just gonna glue these, I'm just gonna glue them right on and cut it afterwards. It's kind of when that happens too. I must have planned that. It's kind of lining up, isn't it? So we're just gonna trim off the excess. And we're gonna trim off the excess of the bookmark because it doesn't have to be that long. I mean, it's just scraps. And we can also trim the corners. And I think we'll do it like this, and then we can put on another little flower. We can just do another little flower at the top. And, whoop, and she's all set. There you go, a nice cute little bookmark. There it is. So now we're going to be talking about this little composition book that, here, let me grab the other one. This was, that's not it. This was my sort of, my first one, my sort of prototype, but I learned some things while doing this that we're gonna switch up and do differently for the new one. But also, what I would like to do is do a kind of a different look, something kind of not as feminine and frilly, maybe a little more, I'm not gonna call it masculine, but you know, just less frilly and feminine, I think. Kind of rustic looking. So this is, I think this is Rebecca Sauer scrapbook paper that, again, I've had forever. And I have some little embellishments here that were Rebecca Sauer. And, you know, it looks like, you know, that corrugated cardboard look. And very simple. And then there's like some little twine threads in there. I mean, this is just all paper. But what I want to do this time is basically just do like a little cover, not do like the whole interior and exterior. We're gonna make it really simple. It's kind of a little slip cover in a way, and this will end up being a pocket to put stuff in. And again, these are just plain pages inside. So I've already cut this to save time. This composition book is 7 by 5. There's a little bit of a spine here. So I basically wrapped it around and trimmed it already to get that part done. So now we're gonna start, actually we're gonna do a little inking first because I do want this to be kind of rustic. And then at the end, I'll kind of quickly show you all 4 of these little notebooks and how they all kind of turned out. So just a little bit over that. I'm just gonna dirty it up a little bit. Just like a little bit. Okay. So now basically we're just back to gluing. I think I'm gonna start with the back. I'm not gonna try to glue all this at one time. You know what? Let's get the bigger bottle with the bigger top, so it goes a little bit faster. Yep, I'm cracking open a new one here. So let's get this on here. Yeah, I think I am gonna have to, I did leave it a little bit bigger to trim, which is fine. We can even probably trim that with the scissors. What I'm trying to do is make sure that all that blue is covered up as much as possible. Okay, looks good. Make sure that it's gonna fit properly on the front side. This little page is sticking. Why are you sticking to that? Okay. I think it's just electricity, static. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. Okay, so this side is down. That is the back. A little bit on the spine. Then I'm gonna come over, and we're gonna do the front. So, press that down, I want that really down. So that is down. I'm not worried about it sticking to the plastic, I'm just worried about it getting too thick, doing too many layers. So now, since this is to be a pocket, we are just gonna do, you know, the sides. And this part right here. Just maybe to stick a quick note or a receipt or two. All right, hey, I think that looks pretty good. It feels nice and sturdy, and I don't hear any cracking like on the other one. So I feel like that's pretty good. Need much trimming at all. Really just kind of along here and along that top, which, let's see. The worst part about this is that the other part of the book is gonna try to get in my way. Okay, well that looks pretty darn good, I have to say. Yeah, I think this looks good. All right, let's take our little trimmer. And we're not obviously trying to trim the plastic, we're trying to just trim the paper around the plastic. And yes, it's gonna be, you know, this is gonna be a little bit visible, but we're gonna take some more ink and kind of cover that up and just kind of mask that a little bit. So there's that. Okay, now let's make sure our pocket's looking good here. I don't want that page to stick to it. Let's see. Gotta just make sure that that is a nice little pocket. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're not gonna do anything else on the inside because I don't want it to get too thick. So, I mean, we're basically down to decorating the exterior of this thing. So I'm gonna keep this kind of like natural looking. So I'm gonna use this burlap ribbon and let's see here, put this kind of across the middle. I've already cut it to size and kind of like smear that down a little bit, and we're just gonna push that down. Oh yeah, I like that. Wow. Look at how easy that was. So there's that. Now, just for a little bit more embellishment. Again, this was I think Rebecca Sauer as well, and they were just these, oh yeah, that's what it is because it says right on here. These little cards of embellishments that you cut out and basically just stick on. So I'm gonna take a little sandpaper, kind of rough this up. I did kind of go around it with ink, but because it's brown and the ink is brown, it doesn't really show up. So we're gonna go at it we're gonna do it the other way. Kind of get some of the white showing. And my thought is to kind of lay that there. We're gonna glue that down. This tie is gonna go around it. I thought about putting the tie through here. I might try that. We'll see how that works. And then up here, we're gonna do, this is just a piece of coffee dyed graph paper that I tore out and then inked up. And we're gonna put that down. And then I thought we might put a name on here, or actually I'm thinking about with these letters that, it's hard to tell, but they are similar to the font on this, kind of almost typewriter looking. So I think I'm gonna do Dad, you know. And if I wanna change this later, I can just pull this off and put something different on there. So let's start with this decision first, because I know what I'm gonna do here. So just put this right here. So we're gonna do Dad. Hey, Father's Day's coming up, right? At some point here. So D, A, yeah. You could write it in, you know? You can just, if you have nice handwriting, or even if you don't. I don't have nice handwriting. Like, I can barely understand my own writing. Okay, there we go. D, sticky, because I also have glue on my fingers. A, and where's our D? I was gonna say, please let there be another D. Okay, D-A-D. Dad. Ah, that's so cute, I like it. It could be Bob, or it could be Dave, or it could be Mike, or it could be whatever. Okay, I think this is what we're gonna do. I think I'm going to string this through here. I mean, it's pretty tight, but I think it'll work. And then what I'd like to do is kind of get this in at an angle. And then glue it down, and then tie it, yeah, and then have enough tie left to tie it. Let's see, cut this off. We know that that's a good sort of length. I'm gonna try to lay this as flat as possible. So let's see here. Yeah, okay. So now, here's the tricky part. It's tricky, tricky, tricky. Looks like just put this on here. Stick that down. My fear was that this might pull the whole thing off, but I don't think it's going to, because it's, again, this is not that beefy of a book that, you know, there's not going to be that much tugging on it or anything. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Okay. We can tie it. There's enough there to do a little tie. That's pretty cool. That's really cool, I think. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Okay, so let's go to our ink again. And I'm just gonna kind of, just in case there's anything showing through, ooh, and you can kind of see like what that's doing. I like that a lot. Yeah. Oh, I think this is so cool. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna do the little mini bookmark like I did for the other books. So, again, we've got just a little scrap of that cardstock, and I'm just gonna glue this on. I want this to show. And on the other side, we'll do some of this corrugated stuff, corrugated look stuff. Just stick this down. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. And all kinds of sticky now. Yeah, I like that. All right, and cut off this little end. Oh, I like that. That's so cool. It looks so real. Like it looks so three-dimensional. That is too cool. I wonder how this would fit in here. That is, yeah, I may have to trim up a little bit. We'll make it, oh, actually it's perfect. So this will be a tag top. Okay, I think I got it in the wrong one. Okay, we're gonna have to trim that. That's okay. That is okay. Okay, there we go. Just sand that off a little bit. Okay, that is super cute. Do I have this, but it's too big to go on there. But I think what we're gonna do is, just for funsies, glue this maybe down here. Oops. Just cut that off. Again, these are just scraps that I had laying around. And yes, believe it or not, I save pieces of paper that look like this. Seems kind of crazy. But I use them, so. All right. Okay. A little inking. Okay. I like that. Wonder if we can put a little tie through there. Why not? Put a little tie through there to pull it out with. Should be long enough. Tie this up. But that's cool. I like that. And now we have a bookmark. Ta-da! We did it. We got it done. Okay, so let me clear this off. We're gonna do a quick little overview of all of our projects today. Just a real quick one. Let me kind of clean this up. You remember this one was handmade from cardstock, and we're not gonna go through every page again, but with the pockets, I did the fabric spine. I did, you know, random stamping. I have the little calendar with the little stick-on months. Absolutely love this. And then, you know, the little bookmark. So we've got this one. That was the prototype for this one. I think she's super cute. And I'm still gonna put a little glue here to glue this down. I went in and fixed the, I had a bubble, like an air bubble there, because I was rushing and, you know, so I fixed it. I had to like slit it, and then I put down just another strip of the paper. I mean, honestly, if you didn't know it was there, you probably wouldn't know it was there. So I've got my pockets. I just went through and I did the blue and the red kind of inking on the pages, and then I just went through with some little stickers and just kind of embellished a little. You probably could just, even if you're giving this to someone, insert like a page of stickers for them to put on, you know. I didn't do something on every page, but I had a lot of stickers, so I did kind of, maybe I went a little too crazy. And yeah, so just like that. And the back pocket. And we've got, of course, the bookmark for that little guy. And the prototype for the composition notebook was this one, which I absolutely love this. But as I was saying before, when I did it, I might have gone overboard on the covering of the plastic, and it's a little thick and it's a little, you know, it kind of makes crunchy noises when you try to open it. So probably shouldn't have done that, but it looks really cute. It looks super cute. And then I didn't do anything on the inside, but I did do, you know, another bookmark. And again, one sheet, not a full sheet, but one sheet of scrapbook paper. And this was just like some old scrap pink paper. Just a little sticker I had. So really easy. I mean, probably the cost for this, maybe $2, you know, depending on the cost of the notebook, which I got at the Dollar, I think it was the Dollar General. And now, so our new version of the composition notebook is this guy, kind of a less frilly, less feminine, sort of masculine-ish. Well, this one I guess would be, because it says Dad. So I went with kind of a corrugated cardboard scrapbook paper. Did not cover the whole thing. I can already tell I like this better. You know, there's no crunchiness. You could have probably done a little pocket back here too, but I didn't want to overdo it. Nice little pocket here. And we've got our cool little bookmark. This is a great gift, I think, for somebody. This type of thing. Inexpensive, and it was just super fun to do. Look how quick we did this one. That was really easy. And we're gonna tie it up. There you go. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.